For our final lesson this week, we are going to be using tables and sketches in order to divide. So I've started a table line just like we did yesterday. We're going to use it to find some quick answers so that we may use them when we're multiplying and dividing in our problem. So the problem that we're going to be solving is 912 divided by 24. And since we are looking for groups of 24, we're going to make a quick little kind of cheat sheet for us with this table. So if I have one group that equals 24, so other numbers that we might want to use would be 2 groups, which would be 48, that's doubled. 10 groups we like, which would be 240, that's usually easy. And then of course 5 is half of 10, so we'll do 120. Let's do 20 groups, which would be 480. And then let's do 15 groups, which would be the 10 and 5 added together, so 360. Now you can come up with other ones, but this is just the general ones in the front. So we're going to use the Big 7 method of dividing, but not exactly the way that they would use it. We're going to use it using our table. So in order to do the Big 7, if you don't remember from last year, you pull your actual division problem down. And then what we're going to do is we're going to look for how many groups of 24 can go into 912. And we're just going to look up here at our table and find the largest one. So right here is 480. So we're going to take out 20 groups. 20 groups of 24 is 480. So I'm going to subtract those. Now if you have to borrow, go ahead. So I have 432 left to divide here. So then I go to the next one. This is too large, so I'm going to go here to 15 groups. And I'm going to take 15 groups out, which is equivalent to 360. So 24 times 15 is 360. And I subtract, this is 43, take away 36, which is 7. So now I have 72. I'm going to go right here to 2 groups. So if I take away 48, again, if you have to borrow, you may do so. And then I have a 24 left, so that's one more group. So of course I subtract, and my remainder is 0. So then what you're going to do is you add up all of these number of groups that you had here. So 20 plus 15 plus 2 plus 1. So this is 35, 36, 37, 38. And the quotient is 38. Now, some of you are like, what was it about sketches that you said, Mrs. Applegate? So I wanted to show you what the sketches would look like. It's like taking a piece of this. So for example, this first one, this first part that I did would be a 24 by 20. So 24 by 20, and we figured out that this is 480. Then I had 15 more, 24 by 15, which is 360. Then I added 2 more. It's not really to scale, obviously, but we're just getting close, which is 48. And then I had to do 1 more group, which is 24. And if you add these all up, that is what you just did for dividing. So this was my whole right here, which was 912 pieces, and I just started breaking them into little chunks. All right, here is one more problem to practice with. So I have 774 divided by 18. I did draw a picture of an array, and we're going to break it up, the sketch, as we divide. But first we need to fill out our table and our little bit of a cheat sheet for us. So we have one group, it's equal to 18. 2 groups would be double this. 18 plus 18 is 36. 10 groups is 180 if you save the 0. Half of that, 5 groups, is, half of 18 is 90. And then if I do 20 groups again, 20 groups is 360. And we'll do 15 groups, which is these two added up again, so it's 270. Could I do another one? Yeah, I can if I really wanted to, but we're gonna stop right there just to see. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go further. So if I double 20, that's 40 groups, and I double 360, 360 plus 360 is 720. So now I'm ready to do the rest of my division. So looking up here, I got to 720, and I want to think, how many times can 18 go into 774? Well, I'm going to start with this, with 40 groups. And 40 groups of 18, it equals 720, so that is actually a really big chunk of that 700. So if I were to go like this and make this into 40, this would be a 40 by 18, and that equals 720 pieces of the 774. And then I subtract, I get 54 left. So then if I go here, this is not going above, I get, oops, not 3, I need 2 groups, which would equal 36. So I have 2 groups here, 2 more, which would equal 36. And I subtract, again, if you have to borrow, please do. So I have 18 left. That's 1 more group of 18. I subtract, and my remainder is 0. So 1 more group would be here. So then when I add these numbers up, just like when you are making your array model, 40 plus 2 plus 1 is 43. So the quotient is 43.